What if I told you that one simple investment has outperformed most professional fund managers over the last 30 years? Not a hot stock tip, not crypto, and not some complicated strategy that takes years to learn. They are index funds. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly what they are, how they work, and why they might be the only investment you ever need. Welcome to Ledger and Lift. Let's get into it. First, what is an index fund? Let's start with what an index is. An index is basically a list. It's a list of companies grouped together to represent a piece of the market. The most famous one is the S&P 500. That's a list of the 500 largest publicly traded companies in America. Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, JP Morgan, 500 companies, all in one index. So an index fund is simply a fund that tracks that list. When you buy one share of an S&P 500 index fund, you're not buying one company. You're buying a tiny piece of all 500. Think of it like this. Imagine you walk into a grocery store and instead of picking one item, you buy a little bit of everything in the store. If one product tanks, it doesn't matter much because you own everything else too. That's diversification. And that's the first superpower of index funds. Now, here's where it gets interesting. There are two ways to invest in the stock market. The first is called active investing. This is where a fund manager, a real human being, usually with an Ivy League degree and a corner office, picks stocks they think will beat the market. They research companies. They analyze earnings reports. They buy and sell constantly trying to stay ahead. Sounds impressive, right? Here's the problem. Study after study shows that over 90% of active fund managers fail to beat the market over a 10-year period. Let me say that again. 9 out of 10 professional stock pickers, with all their research and resources, do worse than just owning the index. The second approach is called passive investing. No stock picking, no trying to outsmart the market. You just own the whole market and let it grow over time. That's exactly what an index fund does. And that's why Warren Buffett, one of the greatest investors who ever lived, has said publicly that most people should just buy index funds and leave them alone. Here's the second superpower: cost. Active funds are expensive. Those fund managers need to get paid. The research teams need to get paid. The marketing needs to get paid. The average actively managed mutual fund charges around 1% per year in fees. That doesn't sound like much, but it destroys your returns over time. Here's a quick example. Say you invest $10,000. Both funds earn 7% per year before fees. After 30 years, the active fund with 1% fees, you end up with around $57,000. The index fund with 0.03% fees, $76,000, same market returns, same 30 years. $19,000 difference just from fees. That's the cost advantage of index funds. And over a lifetime of investing, it is massive. Now let's talk about the different types, because not all index funds track the same thing. Number one, total market index funds. These track the entire US stock market, not just the top 500 companies, but thousands of companies of all sizes. The most popular example is VTI from Vanguard. Number two, S&P 500 index funds. These track just the 500 largest US companies. Examples include VOO from Vanguard, SPY from State Street, and IVV from iShares. These are the most widely owned index funds in the world. Number three, international index funds. These track companies outside the United States, because the US isn't the only economy on the planet. VXUS from Vanguard is a popular option here. Number four, bond index funds. For investors who want less risk, bond index funds give you exposure to government and corporate bonds. BND from Vanguard is one of the most common. For most beginners, you really only need to know about the first two, VOO or VTI. Start there. All right, so how do you actually buy an index fund? Step one, open a brokerage account. You can't buy index funds from your bank account. You need an investment account. Now, I actually did a full video on the best beginner investing apps and which ones I personally recommend. That's the second video on this channel, and I'll link it right here and in the description. Go watch that one after this. But to give you a quick answer right now, the same apps I covered in that video work perfectly for buying index funds. My top pick is Fidelity. No account minimums, no trading commissions, and you can buy fractional shares, meaning you can invest in VOO or VTI with as little as $1. I also covered Webull, M1 Finance, Acorns, and Robinhood in that video. Each one has different strengths depending on your situation. Go check it out and pick the one that fits you best. Step 2, fund your account, link your bank account, and transfer money in, even if it's $50. You do not need thousands to start. Step 3, search for the fund you want. Type in the ticker symbol, VOO, VTISPY. Hit buy. Choose how many shares or how many dollars worth. Confirm. That's it. You are now an investor. Seriously. Go check out video 2 for the full breakdown of each app, including which one is best, depending on your situation. Link is in the description. Oh, and one more thing. If you want to go deeper on building your financial future, I put together an AI prompt pack. 30 prompts built specifically for people interested in a side hustle and people serious about their money. Only $17. Link is in the bio. It's worth checking out. Now I want to talk about the thing that makes index funds truly powerful. Time. The stock market goes up and down every year, every decade. There will be crashes. There will be recessions. There will be moments where your portfolio drops and your stomach drops with it. But here's what the data shows. The S&P 500 has never had a negative return over any 20-year period in history. Not through the Great Depression, not through the 2008 financial crisis, not through the COVID crash. If you stayed invested, you won. Every single time. The average annual return of the S&P 500 over the last 100 years is roughly 10% per year. That means money invested today doubles approximately every 7 years. The secret isn't finding the right stock. The secret is time in the market, not timing the market. So let's bring it all together. Index funds give you instant diversification across hundreds or thousands of companies. They charge dramatically lower fees than actively managed funds. They have a proven track record of outperforming most professional investors, and they require almost no effort to maintain. You don't need to be a Wall Street analyst. You don't need a financial advisor. You don't need to watch the market every day. You just need to start, stay consistent, and give it time. If this video helped you, hit subscribe, because next week we're covering what to actually do with your first paycheck. That one's going to be good. I'm glad you're here. Let's build something. Ledger and Lift.